Left versus right, us versus them. While we pay to keep our politicians fighting, how do we, the people, rise up and solve the great challenges of our time? We do it by embracing freedom and liberty. There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
All right, welcome to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We got Tim O'Connor here as well. It's Friday. That means
it's me, guys. I'm here. I'm going to troll Kevin a little bit more about how Trump was the greatest president ever. He's going to love it.
Listen, I will fight you.
I know you will, brother. I know you will.
No, so it's good. I mean, so it's been a couple of weeks because I wasn't able to get on last Friday. You were on with our buddy Sean Hannon, who's
oh my God, awesome. Sean is a riot. He's an absolute blast. We blew the lid off the ivermectin thing in case any of you guys missed that show. We offered real data, real information, links to meta studies, and a real discussion about a pet wormer that you can buy at the store that can, again, I'm not a medical doctor, but perhaps it can treat COVID. Perhaps.
Yeah. So in early stages, there's some level of evidence that say it could be helpful. You should probably still talk to a doctor about that.
I would say that's an okay strategy. I'm not gonna say go to Tractor Supply.
As far as I'm aware, you're not a doctor.
No, probably I am not. I only play one on Fridays and Thursdays on A Free Solution.
There you go.
So check this out. I gotta do a little bookkeeping thing. I was talking about Derek Gibson yesterday, and I do want to issue a correction because he did say he wants the National Guard to roll into New York City and straighten out the violence, the uptick in violence. But he was also spot on libertarian wise on a couple of issues. And I thought that we should emphasize those issues. He was spot on about bail reform is horrible and our society is way too punitive. Okay. That we charge people, especially people in economically depressed areas, with too many crimes, especially relating to nonviolent drug offenses. Okay. And he was spot on about that. So as much as, I want to drag Larry Sharpe back into the governor race, Derek Gibson is an interesting guy with some libertarian ideas. So thanks to the people who like Derek Gibson that don't hate my guts right now.
Yeah, right. We say my ideal situation, right, is that we have Larry Sharpe in the race, and we have people like him too, and they're a little bit closer together on the issues. If we can get people who are libertarian on a handful of things, having discussions about liberty, having discussions about criminal justice reform in a way that isn't sensational or completely ignores the perils of some of the criminal justice reform that New York State has done. Because I'm generally pro bail reform. I'll have that argument all day. I'd probably argue with this guy, but it's not to say that there isn't risks associated with that. The Democrats don't want to talk about that stuff a lot.
Yeah, no, I pushed back pretty hard on the bail reform thing because he was like, bail reform's this, bail reform's that, bail reform's this. And I pushed back pretty hard and he's like, oh, no, hang on. Yeah, no, we don't want people sitting in jail forever just because they're broke. We don't want them charged with nonviolent crimes. And we want less people in jail because of nonviolent issues. He was straight up about that. I felt that I haven't been clear to his supporters who are joining this show occasionally about my support for that particular platform plank that he's offering.
Yeah, man, and welcome to those listeners to A Free Solution. And so again, I'd love to see that though. If we're getting good, honest, good faith debates about this type of stuff, and we don't have the nonsense that we get where it's a controlled, awkward debate between Cuomo and whatever Republican ends up being the sacrificial lamb this time around.
Yeah, I know, man. It's going to be a mess.
I feel bad. So, some of them are some of them are earnest. I get it. They're really trying, but man, you're going to probably get your butt kicked in New York State. And a lot of times is that the Republican Party, in too many instances, isn't prepared for statewide races. And you got the sketchy stuff that went on with Rob Astorino years ago, and all that. And, which I think he's still running again. He was just in Rochester recently.
Look, I mean, I've got a crew of friends around here in Otsego County that are reasonably and responsibly disappointed in the Republican Party. Now, they consider themselves Republicans. I get it. It's been a lifelong commitment for them. That's cool. Okay, I get it. But the human beings in the Republican Party may want to take a look at the ability and the past performance of the Republican Party. I mean, I had queued up last week. I had a big article about how the Republican Party basically admits that they run sacrificial lambs for statewide races like governorship. They know they're not going to win, so they measure it out as a fundraising event. That's it. That's what they're doing, man.
All right, just build it out.
Just build it out. We're just raising money for the next time. And it's like, well, when is the next time? When are we going to draw that line in the sand? And when are we going to make New York State a better place to live? Period. Okay. Because they have forgotten about people like me and you. Forgotten. They hate us. They literally, we're anti-government lunatics when in fact we're not. Well, hang on. We're not lunatics or we're not anti-government. Sometimes those things aren't mutually exclusive. I'm not sure.
A little bit of both sometimes. On Fridays, that's fine.
On Fridays, man. Fun time Fridays, man. I think we gotta give a shout out to our buddy Thomas Daniel Queter down in Senate District 52, his home county, Shenango County. One of the topics we're covering today is an excellent. Excuse me, I'm gonna hurt myself here. There's a resolution before the Village of Norwich board that is, it looks like an absolute disaster to me.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that a bit more too. And then I used to, actually, a few years ago, I used to spend a bunch of time in Norwich. I was a political activist working for a big nonprofit organization that you would have definitely heard of. And I used to run a lot of like phone banking down in Norwich. So I really liked the village. I got to hang out there a bunch. So like seeing, you want to describe the resolution? Like we'll talk about that one. You brought it up. We'll talk about that one first.
All right. I think it's a big one, and I think it's worth talking about, right? So basically, sitting members of the County Safety and Rules Committee are considering a draft resolution. And guys, this is from the Evening Sun. I don't see the author is Sean McGrath. And if Sean wants some time on the show, we'd be glad to, take a call from him, which we can get to. But sitting members of the County Safety and Rules Committee are considering a draft resolution encouraging civility in the face of a movement of individuals displaying vulgar political flags and signage throughout the region. Now imagine that. Imagine people being unhappy with the dystopian governing centralized power that they're living under. Okay. So the officials ended the meeting with a decision to move ahead with a draft resolution, although still weighing the aftermath of such a decree. And one of the big issues that I want to point at here is that the issue was brought to the committee's attention in June by a letter sent from a businessman named Mark Golden. Now, Mark Golden is doing an interesting business over in the city of Norwich. It's called Golden Artist Colors. They have a good business. They have a good business model. I don't want to beat up on this guy's business, and I don't want people to get mad at his business. But Mr. Golden wants a resolution that encourages civility. And I just want to point out, everybody, that anyone in power will bend over backwards for someone who has a little bit of oomph, okay? A little bit of money, a little bit of power. And so this whole city council now is trying to bend over backwards to figure out how to get this resolution into place. That is not a slam on Golden Artist Colors. It is a slam on, I want to say, the propensity of leadership to bow down to money. Is that,
right? And that's part of it. Again, everyone can do that too, right? Like if you live in that area, you can make enough noise. If you threaten their political future, or the polite version of that is share your concerns in a forthright way and say like, hey, you're going to lose, voters, lose supporters if you pass this, First Amendment violating resolution. No, and again, like we might not like it. I think part of this is born from like, there are concerns about civility, right? There are concerns. People want to be polite. They don't like, I could walk down the street and maybe they don't like their F Cuomo signs, right? Like,
I don't understand why people don't like those signs. And when they write them with guns and stuff like that, it's just very creative. I don't understand why people don't like those signs.
Yeah. But again, the First Amendment isn't there to protect polite speech that everyone likes. It's to protect the controversial, edgy stuff. Like that's what it's for. It's for, man, the F Cuomo flags and the F Trump flags, like in signs and all that stuff. Like that is what the First Amendment is for, is to protect speech that a lot of people may not like. I might not want to explain to my 3-year-old what that means when I don't have a 3-year-old yet, but eventually I will.
You will. You will.
It's guaranteed. 5-month-old now, but I'll have to explain to him. Oh yeah, that's, people are very passionate. What does the F word mean? Well, it means they don't like them. Yeah. But I don't think it should be illegal.
Yeah, I have a quote that I'm totally going to butcher, and I can't remember who said it, but it's something about the First Amendment is to protect the people you most disagree with from your ability to censor their speech, because there is, in fact, a possibility that you're the one that's wrong. Imagine that.
That's right. You could be the one who's wrong. You could be the one. And we have a great comment coming in online. First Amendment is to protect all speech, not just what makes you feel good. Thank you, Doreen, for that comment. That is exactly what we're trying to get at here. All right. So thanks so much for joining us here on A Free Solution. Now, we got to head the breakdown. When we come back, we'll keep talking about this a little bit, but we have a few other topics coming up, too. We're going to talk about the Rochester mayor getting indicted on gun
Oh, man, I can't wait
now.
to hammer on that. I can't wait. That is going to be epic.
Maybe we'll get to the Jeff Bezos, Austin Powers crossover that we experienced in reality. All right.
Yes.
So we'll be back with more from A Free Solution in a few minutes. Give us a call if you want to participate. 585-346-3000. 585-346-3000. More on A Free Solution in just a few.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
The Finger Lakes Castle team is in its 7th decade of factory direct service to the service professional. From cleaning the ins and outs of your vehicle to keeping you on the road, Castle's got you covered. Castle makes streak-proof glass cleaner, FDA-registered sanitizers, and EPA-registered hospital-grade disinfectants. Remember, when you need to keep it clean, use what the pros use. Castle. Accept no substitutes.
Castle keeps it clean.
A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to Simple Tech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that Simple Tech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at Simple Tech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at Simple Tech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
All right, welcome back to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate y'all being here and participating in the show. We're live again on WYSL until 1 p.m. today. So give us a call if you want to participate. 866-552-1009. That's 866-552-1009. And shout out down the line to our friends over at WAZK out in New York, too. Thank you for listening today. And our friends online, too. You're listening, commenting in. Always appreciate it. If you got a good comment, we'll read it on air, too. Participate in discussion there however you want. Either call in 866-552-1009 or leave your comment online. All right, so Tim, we were talking about the civility law out in Norwich. And again, I think this is it seems like a pretty clear slam dunk First Amendment violation. Towns try to do this all the time too with political signs. They say, well, you can only have political signs up between this state and this state. And usually when those laws get challenged, they get struck down. They say you can't limit when people can make political speech.
Yeah, I have an interesting parallel, right? I am not a fan of creating tools, even well-meaning tools like a civility law that could be co-opted by any party that gets into power, by any person that gets into power to punish people that disagree with them. And regardless of what, like maybe it's going to be a $10 ticket, maybe it's going to be nothing. Maybe they're just going to say, hey, you should talk to somebody about how you feel about Cuomo. All right. We're empowering our neighbors to be less than respectful to each other. And I'm tired of that. Okay. I told you probably, I don't know. I mentioned it to Larry, but my neighbor next door is a somewhat pro-Biden. My neighbor across the street, very pro-Trump. They both want me to be the guy that helps solve their disputes when in fact they should just be nicer to each other. We got an impeach Biden sign up across the street. I laugh every time I see it. I thought, whatever, impeach him. This whole impeachment stuff was a clown show. Okay. All of it. But so when we get there, when we start trying to like form allegiances, I'm fine with that as long as neither one of them has a law to try to drag me into their fight.
Yeah, right. And don't expect the government to like solve these conflicts for you, right? Like if we have a conflict going on, like let's talk to our neighbors about it. Like let's have civility there, not like, oh well, they're being rude, so I'm gonna have the government come in and fix this for me and tell them they're not allowed to be rude anymore. And again, not for nothing, but sometimes you got to be rude. Sometimes like there's a problem big enough, it's worth being rude over because that's the only way you can catch someone's attention. I get it. And again, and us ourselves, we're under restrictions too. We are not allowed to say what that sign says here on the radio. I don't really like that the FCC does that. Not that I would swear on this show anyway, even if allowed to, because I know some people don't want that. But we could do a podcast if we wanted that. But I don't have to like it though, and I don't think that it should be limited in your front yard either.
I agree. I think that we are an over emotionalized society though. And so people see the civility law and they're like, this is perfect. This sets the perfect tone. What it doesn't though, because people are going to react negatively to it. If you want more uncivil signs, Norwich, go ahead and pass this law because that's what you're going to get. You're going to have guys driving down the street every single day, hoping they get pulled over so they can go ahead and fight this in court, period. Do it.
Yeah, there's going to be at least some, and I feel bad because some people like they're not going to want to fight in court, but they feel like they need to be able to say what they need to say. Now, I don't want either of those people to be affected. I don't want to drag people into this. But again, and then they're going to have to determine like, well, does the F word count only if it's spelled out all the way? If they do it as the guns, is that okay? Or is the guns more threatening?
Why?
Like, someone's going to have to figure this stuff out. And
why do they want that responsibility, man? Honest to God. Like, why
and
do
then
they
it's going to
want
cost a town a bunch of money or I don't know. Norwich, is Norwich a village? I forget.
I can't remember if it's a village or a city. That maybe I know there's a Norwich village. There may be actually a city construct inside of the village.
Yeah.
I forget.
Anyway, it's going to cost that municipality money to defend this in court because this is something I bring up in Rochester occasionally because they used to pass, and they still are doing it. They used to pass all these laws limiting like corner stores too, and like they knew it was going to be unconstitutional half the time. They were going to get challenged in court, and now it cost a bunch of money to deal with it. And let's read off some of these comments because you're showing them to our audience online, but let's make sure we get to this. So Thomas Queeters saying civility has nothing to do with what we say and everything to do with how we say it. Yeah, that's a big part of it. You can be rude without swearing. And vice versa.
Disagree.
You can swear and not be aggressive.
Yeah. You can disagree without being a total clown about it, right? And you can even be a little bit impolite. Like you can also recognize that the other person may have a valid point and you're trying to persuade them that you're correct. Also, I don't find a lot of value in arguing. Like a lot of people like to argue and castigate people that they disagree with. I don't find a lot of value in that, even though I will make fun of, our centralized power structure and our centralized leaders. I will bash them mercilessly every chance I get. But that's not the same thing as talking to somebody on my Facebook page and having them like, chortle and joke with me and me start screaming at him and kick him off my page. I try not to do that.
Yeah. And let's get a couple more of these. Dorian says open discussion and communication, not cancel varying voices. And Tom Craig, I don't know if this is true. I'm gonna have to look. He says you can put the F word on a ballot line if you use the asterisk, which I think just to let you know how the process works, like you could form an independent nominating committee, form your own like party, and people do this all the time, gather signatures, and then run independent candidates for local office. And so I imagine if that's what happens in this town, if they do pass this law in Norwich, guys, this is a great opportunity to put a ballot line in place with that on it and try to run a candidate and run it on like repealing that law. Like that, there's a good opportunity for someone to win out there if they go through with this. And hopefully they don't.
And look, the best opportunity is to simply run a write-in candidacy based on this and go knock on doors. And you don't need 5,000 votes, right? You need 200 or 300 and you'll get on the city council. And I say, as a former write-in candidate, do it, man, because we will drag them towards liberty, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, you just put a bit of pressure on there. That's a language that a lot of politicians speak. And by the way, I never got to talk about this on my Wednesday show. I was going to mention it. I am like trying to interview a lot more like town supervisors, town officials, village mayors, stuff like that, because I want you to be engaged with this type of stuff. Like because this issue comes up, you want to know who is making legislation and carrying out legislation in your town, village, county, whatever. And there's an opportunity for you to get involved. It's much easier to talk to folks like that than your member of Congress or your senator. It is easier to get involved and win. It's still not going to be easy, but easier for you to make a big impact when something bad is going wrong.
You can talk to them, but they may not listen to a word you say.
Well, if they don't listen to you, then that's when you challenge them. You say, hey, look, I tried to do the reasonable thing. I had a discussion with you and didn't use the F word more than 10 times. And I was very civil about it.
I was incredibly civil.
And, and that's the next thing is you can run for office if you have a wedge issue like this, to get in front of people.
Guys, you're pushing back on the power of the state. You're pushing back on the power of the elites. I mean, it's intersectionality at its finest, man. Hey, that's my brother. Yeah. He turned 52 yesterday. Nope, 53. Our show is being heard all the way out in Colorado. Denver, Colorado.
Happy birthday, sir.
Yeah.
Delayed birthday. And Connor says, we just posted a comment on our video stream. He says, they don't like it. Liberty is scary for many. Yeah, man, liberty is terrifying. Like having freedom for folks, like, oh, well, what if someone is rude or someone gets hurt or someone loses money? Liberty is terrifying for a lot of people, but there's a lot of opportunity in that too. Again, you're not losing the argument. You're not losing the economic opportunities. You're not losing all of the benefits that come with letting people do their own thing. But for many folks, it's terrifying. And, let's give a shout out to Larry Sharp, who right now is authoring a book. It's due to be released shortly, but delays always come up. That is going to, I believe, try to equate liberty and happiness in a way that may make liberty more palatable and less scary for a lot of people who are standing there saying, I'm scared. The government needs to make rules and protect me. Like those guys are missing the point. You need to get ready to buy Larry's book because I think it's going to be epic. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be pretty cool too. I'm looking forward to reading it. So there you go, Larry. You got a bit of free advertising there for your book coming out, but it's going to be good.
Yeah, if you buy it, you don't actually have to read it though, just so you guys know. If you buy it, you can read it.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us here on A Free Solution. Again, if you want to participate in this discussion today, we're live until 1 o'clock. So give us a call, 866-552-1009. That's 866-552-1009. We're going to be back with more on A Free Solution in just a few minutes.
Fly the flag, stand for freedom.
WYSL.
AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for tonight. Nice moonlit skies out there. Temperatures into the 50s and 60s. Very comfortable. Saturday, we'll start with some sunshine. Clouds will gather. Could be a shower or storm late in the day. Better chance into your Saturday night. A bit warmer. We'll be in the 80s on Saturday, turning very humid Saturday night into Sunday with an early day shower or storm with clearing in the afternoon. I'm Rich Cornelia, WYSL.
At Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Anthony Drive off Route 96 in Victor, legendary savings and selection are waiting for you. Like the 21 Jeep Gladiator Crew Cab Sport 4x4 pickup, $369 a month for 42 months. A 21 Jeep Grand Cherokee Freedom Edition 4x4 is just $269 a month for 36 months. Requires existing Grand Cherokee lease and be returning lessee. The 2020 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4x4 is only $199 a month for 36 months. Must have Stellantis loyalty and be returning lessee. The 21 Ram 1500 Classic Warlock Quad Cab 4x4 pickup is just $189 a month for 36 months. Must have Stellantis loyalty and be returning lessee. Use 3 Ram coupons while supply lasts. Jeep, America's iconic 4-wheel drive brand. $2,500 cash or trade and other conditions apply. Get full details from the dealer. Equipment and MSRP vary by model. We're here to fully serve Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram customers in Victor, Canandaigua, Macedon, Fairport, and throughout the Metro and Finger Lakes. Get out of the house and get that new ride you've been wanting. Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 6560 Anthony Drive in Victor.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Because your future is worth it. MGM Associates Insurance, proudly serving the region since 1984. MGM can meet your coverage needs, ranging from home, condo, and auto, all the way to specialized policies for business, workers' comp, to limo and taxi insurance, and coverage for tech professionals like IT specialists. They can also help lead you through the confusing maze in the new world of health insurance coverage and options. MGM Associates is large enough to serve you, but small enough to care so you don't have to wait in line on some 800 number to get prompt personal attention. MGM Associates is the only winner of the National Best Practices Award 5 times in a row. MGM is proud to support veterans groups including Heroes Home Advantage. For your personal, business, home, or professional insurance needs, meet the professionals at MGM Associates Insurance, locally and proudly owned at 1745 Penfield Road in Penfield, 381-7008. Or mgminsure.com, an associate of Ontario Insurance Company, 28 Canandaigua Street in Shortsville.
When you feel sick for whatever reason, don't wait to get help. Noise Health Urgent Care now offers telemedicine appointments using your device to meet with a provider face-to-face from the comfort of your home. Call 585-243-9595 to schedule an appointment. Noise Health Urgent Care is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week, even weekends and holidays. Walk-ins welcome at our Geneseo location, 50 East South Street. Digital X-ray available too. Noise Health Urgent Care. Your health care, your way.
Yes, it's Turnbull tune-up time for your air conditioning system. Whether you have an attic system, a ductless wall mount system, or even a conventional central air conditioning unit attached to your furnace, call Turnbull today to schedule your appointment to save energy and money. If you need a new system, Turnbull can provide a free estimate to meet your comfort needs and budget. Call Turnbull today, 343-2005.
You'll be comfortable with the best. Turnbull Heating and Air.
In Avon and Livingston County, call 226-6180.
The Lima Crossroads Festival has 3 days of free music, July 30th through August 1st. 2 huge tents, great food, cold drinks, and free music. What more could you ask for? The schedule is at limafest.org. Come to the Crossroads. It's a breath of fresh air.
Livingston County Pizza Company and Gluten-Free Bakery offers a great selection of pies, cookies, and dinner rolls. Call 226-9575 and place your order. Livingston County Pizza Company and Gluten-Free Bakery in Avon.
WYSL.
Welcome back to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today, joined by Tim O'Connor, co-hosting today. It's Friday. It's fake.
It is
Friday.
Fun Day Friday, guys. I could
Fun
do
Day
this.
Friday.
I'm living a dream here, right? I've always wanted to be a radio host. I've always wanted people to listen to me talk. You crazy fools, thank you for joining me. Right now, I want to give a shout out to Doreen Barker. She's my buddy. She's a local agricultural expert and a protein producer where you can go directly to her and buy On the Hoof protein. You guys check her out on Facebook. She's awesome. She's cool. She makes an absolute ton of noise for less regulation, an absolute ton of noise for a better solution to our food supply, in line with things like what Thomas Massey said. And you know, we need to go to our local farmers and buy stuff from them. And, you know, we need less rules and regulations fighting us on that. But you can still do it, guys. You can make a commitment and do it. And that's Doreen Barker.
I do that every year. I buy not from Doreen. Sorry, I've never met Doreen before. I'm sure she's wonderful, but I have a farmer I go to. I buy an eighth of a cow, split it among several friends, and we share the whole thing. We get a cow every year, so it's a great thing. Go talk to them directly. These folks are out there.
They are.
Right, we'll get to some of these other comments too. Daniel Donner, Donnelly.
I love that guy, man.
Tim O'Connor.
Nobody works
for
harder.
Liberty is the man.
Nobody works harder than that guy. I'm telling you right now.
So
He
thank you for listening, sir.
done.
Appreciate it. And you know, Tom Queter and listening as well. Giving a shout out to Doreen too. So
Tom Queter wants to be a New York State senator and should be. That's it. You want liberty? Talk to Queter, Senate District 52.
All right. So anyhow, you know, we're gonna shift gears a little bit. We were talking about the stuff going on over in Norwich and you know, some of our concerns that way. But yeah, I want to switch to Rochester a little bit because there's this new thing going on where the mayor of Rochester has been arraigned again. She is facing a new charge where she has pled not guilty to it. She's facing child endangerment charges because she had a firearm in the house that was unsecured, and she is being accused of illegally possessing firearms, right? Because there is a firearm in the house that was not registered to her or her, you know.
Oh my, no,
husband,
no, that's
Granson.
terrifying.
Yeah. And so, all right, so here's how, I don't know. Here's how I think about this, right? Like, part of me is like, yeah, it is delicious to see a progressive politician who is anti-gun like get a taste of her own medicine, right? Like that's like part of it. Like, part of me is like, yeah, like this is exactly what she is doing to other people by like advocating for some of this stuff, right? Like, not her directly because she hasn't been in a legislative position, not even on city council to pass like these state level gun laws, right? But she's certainly like been a proponent of that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm like, you know what? In a just libertarian society, she would not be facing any charges here. Like that she would not be facing, well, her or her husband, frankly, like, because her husband was also accused of selling cocaine. And I'm like, well, it's a bad idea. I don't know about like making it illegal, but the illegal gun thing, like it registered to someone else. Okay. You know, again, unless it was stolen, which is a different crime, but the possession of a gun itself, if it is legitimate and not stolen, then why should that be a crime? It's
literally private property. Yeah. Let's talk about hypocrisy and how delicious it is though. Like, catching a politician who's probably pro gun control with guns in her house with her husband or ex-husband. I see that maybe they're separated, selling cocaine. This stuff is epic, man. It writes itself. It's Fake News Friday, but real news beats fake news most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's too close to home to know that's like, you know, fake news. Like the people in the Rochester area, they're gonna know it right off the bat, right? But you know, again, like even the child endangerment stuff, like if you are a firearm owner, you have a responsibility as a parent to make sure that firearm is secure and not accessible by children, right? Like that is your responsibility.
Yeah.
Do I think you should go to jail for that? If you don't secure it. I don't think you should go to jail for it. I think it's really stupid. And you're an idiot, and you are exposing your kids to danger if they don't understand what guns are and how to be around them. So you need to keep it secure. Agree.
Look, my kids, I like guns. I don't own I'm not a gun nut. I do particularly like shooting and trap shooting and target shooting. Okay, I don't even really like hunting anymore. I used to hunt more when I was younger. But there is a real dangerous aspect to them. I've taught my kids a lot about guns. I'm comfortable taking them shooting with me. And my guns are stored, my gun actually is stored very safely, very appropriately. And that not because a law tells me to do that, guys, because that's the right thing to do. Don't be an idiot, man. Don't hurt your kids.
Yeah. And, we'll get a couple comments on this. Alice is saying rules for thee, but not for me. Yeah, no, it's
every day, man.
And again, I have no idea. Like I don't know all the details of this case, but so I have no idea like what the mayor knew. Did she know there was a gun in the house? Like, did she who knows?
She says she doesn't. It's her cocaine dealing husband that is having all the guns in the house, even though they're separated. I'm sure we will blame that guy. And that's it. That's how it goes.
It's bizarre. Yeah. And again, I talked about this weeks ago, but I'm like, all right, how did she if they were really estranged, was he living in the house? Is he going back and forth? Like, how did they, I don't know. There's some sketchiness involved there, at some level. I don't know what it is specifically. And I don't know, again, if it's criminal level sketchiness or not. But,
I'll give a shout out to the possible potential that they're shared parenting and they're using the house as the home base for the kid. So let's paint it in the brightest light possible. Does that make sense?
No, that's exactly what it might be. And it might be, that she didn't really want to make a public issue of it. And I get it. Even as a politician, you want to maintain some level of privacy. I understand. But so it's difficult. And again, I'm not going to assume it. There's a lot of stuff I could criticize the mayor for, including her stances on Second Amendment rights. It's just that I don't think she actually did anything criminal. I mean, her saying it's a political thing, dumb. It's not political. Her husband really did do this stuff, but it seems, and if they had the evidence for it, they got to pursue it. If that's your deal. Now, Dorian says, stupid, yes, but since Wednesday, okay to tell me what to do in my house, and she made that comment when we were talking about the child endangerment stuff. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be okay, but the government is constantly telling us what we can and can't do in our own homes. And it's ridiculous. Again, you should take the responsibility on yourself. And I don't want to see people go to jail over this. I really think that is a step too far. That's the type of, when we talk about reducing nonviolent crimes, that's one of them, right? Educate people on this, but don't send them to jail for.
I've got an interesting little side story that's kind of coming to mind right now. Locally, a guy down near Sydney got busted for having a pile of guns and a pile of ammunition, and it's like the Republicans
actual pile,
are
or when the news stories say he had a what do they call it? They always say he had a whole
arsenal,
a stockpile of guns, an arsenal of guns. You find out it's 100 bullets, and
they're ghost guns. No, he had 18,000 bullets. So I've been wanting to kick around.
So he actually had a bit.
Yeah, what I want to kick around is the Democrats are oh my God, the police need to come in and save us. The Republicans are you shouldn't have broke the law, son. And libertarians are you stole that guy's property. Give it back. He could sell it and hire a lawyer and fight this thing, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's only fair. And Will's asked a question: if Lovely doesn't live there, where inside Rochester does she live? That's the question that I think the public actually does know. She's saying she isn't living there, and all right, well, where are you living then? Because you're the mayor of the city. I think they were putting that address on her campaign forms because she ran the primary.
All right,
what's your primary residence? That is absolutely a question that the voters should have considered and understood, as she is currently the mayor. So she's almost certainly not going to be the mayor by next year unless she runs a write-in campaign and wins.
It seems like a fair question. Where does she live?
Yeah. All right. So maybe we'll get to some more of these comments when we come back. Thanks again for joining us on The Free Solution. If you want to call in, participate in this discussion, give us a call, 866-552-1009. 866-552-1009. We'll be back with more from A Free Solution in just a few minutes.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax. We would like to thank our Lord for protecting us from evil. Psalm 91 states, "He is my refuge and my fortress, for he will rescue us from every trap and protect us from deadly disease."
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results.
We are also a small firm who will treat you like family and not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, SimpleTech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
A free solution.
All right, welcome back to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today, joined by
Tim O'Connor.
Again, we're live here on WISL to 1 p.m. You got a little bit more time to call in if you want, 585-346-3000. Or leave your
believe the
comments
phone's
online.
not ringing off the hook, Kevin. Why are people not calling us? What is going on out there? What are you guys doing that's more important than talking to us? Tell me. Call in and tell me.
I'm sure some people are working, I'm sure.
No one works on Friday afternoon.
Yeah. No one really works, but you got to keep up appearances, right?
That's right.
All right, but I know we do have, and again, shout out to our friends over at WACK out in Newark. Thank you for listening as well. We'll get to a few other comments here too. Tom Quater saying, it's gun rights wane. Situations like civility law show us that the weighing of Second Amendment leads to the weighing of the First. Yeah, like all these rights are connected, right? As we start to take our rights for granted, let the government intrude on them, it ends up deteriorating rights everywhere, especially as there's no. There's nothing there to protect them. And let's see, we got another one from Doreen saying, no one's considering what's going to happen with the kids if they go to jail. What's the long-term repercussions for them? Yeah, no, I think that's worth considering too. And it's something that I hate to see in these situations, right? Especially if it's a victimless crime or a crime where like there's a remedy that's possible that doesn't involve someone being dragged to jail. Like I don't know exactly what consequences these two individuals would face in this situation, but like you hate to see like families broken up at all, you know, for something that like there might be a better outcome for.
Yeah. Hey, let's give a shout out to Albany, whose mayor is literally a anti-gun lunatic. Okay, she wants to make laws against people just picking up guns. She's afraid that, check this out, she literally made this statement. She's afraid that people are going to paint guns like toys and leave them by the side of the road. Like, this is her impetus for gun control. She's scary. If her name's Kathy Sheehan, dude, I had it up on my thing. Literally, we need to control the supply of guns. We need to control ammunition. We need to control the lines that guns can't cross. Typical Cuomo rhetoric. But to back up her statement, she creates this apocryphal kind of nonsense where somebody's going to paint a gun like a toy and leave it by the side of the road. Guys, guns are expensive. Ain't nobody doing that.
That's just like, who has money for that?
No one has money for that.
You gotta leave back. I mean, like, I could get, if you want to have like an honest, good discussion about like, well, how do people get stolen guns? How do people get, you know, all right, like, well, let's talk about that stuff. Because again, if you're a gun owner, make sure you lock up your guns too, not just for your kids, but also because like people like to steal guns and then sell them, and then that way it's harder to trace back to someone else. But now suddenly your gun is being used in a crime. That's a problem.
Ghost guns. Woo! Ghost guns. We're just terrifying each other.
Yeah.
Mainstream media is a mess, man.
Yeah, no, it is. So, you know, we're gonna try to look through that nonsense, and I know we're not really doing fake news Friday because we got this Rochester stuff going on, and then we want to talk. The last topic we want to talk about was the Jeff Bezos thing.
Yeah, man.
All right. We gotta get the giggles out. What?
I'm gonna say it the best way I think I can. Flying phallic symbol goes to space.
Yeah.
Billionaire blows a ton of cash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's it. And
bad,
yeah,
right?
like you gotta wonder, like, did they know the rocket looked like that? That's come on, again, walking Austin Powers joke come to life. And so but you know, I'll say this too. Spoons are dangerous too. We need to control them. Another comment from online.
They are dangerous.
Yeah,
you could sharpen them. You know,
you could.
You could sharpen them right.
I can overeat with a spoon.
Look, and libertarians are against roads. You could take a spoon out to the road, sharpen it, and stab someone with it. That's how dangerous spoons are.
We should abolish roads.
We get rid of roads. If we get rid of roads, a lot less people are going to get hurt. Period.
That's right. No, fair. No downside to that whatsoever.
None.
Get rid of roads.
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Everything's infrastructure now too.
Flying phallic symbols will be infrastructure for the next generation.
I have a human right to fly in the Bezos rocket. You know, I want to ride that to space.
So yeah, you got to ask them like who designed that, what was the deal, what was going on. They know the designers know.
I mean, like you had Richard Branson go into space the week before or two and they had something that looked like a plane. So they had a different model. It wasn't like a rocket going up. It was more they had a shuttle take the plane like up into like pretty far up into the atmosphere, and then they flew up the rest of the way, which which is still exciting, right? So like with this type of stuff, I know like the it's fun to make fun of the Bezos thing. It's fun to make fun, and a bunch of the people on the left are like, oh, like look at these billionaires wasting money. I'm genuinely excited about this stuff. I love that private companies are getting into the space game, right? Like,
yeah, you're taking this in a great direction.
Yeah, and like because I think that is legitimately the future of humanity. I don't think we can count on the government to do that, to make those investments responsibly, to do all that stuff. And I like the billionaires, if they want to spend their own money going in space, cool, let them. It's their money. When the government takes trillions of my money and uses it on wars and on hurting people, I'm much more mad about that.
The left wants to take that $5 billion from Jeff Bezos and create a program that is going to, do things like what the war on drugs did. Make sure there's more drugs and make sure they're more affordable, like the war on poverty did. Make sure there's more broke people and make sure that less people actually have access to everything that they want through a productive interchange of free flow of ideas and exchange. That's what they want, man. Let's not lie. Like that's what they want. They want real communism.
Real communism. Yep. If only we had real communism.
It's
Unlike
never
Cuba,
been tried.
not real communism. So don't even look at that. Like we America ruined that and made it not real communism. That's
Always, man. Always.
I before we get too distracted from this up again,
Yes.
like Jeff Bezos again. It's something to keep in mind. Like the left is like, oh man, if we just took his money, like we'd be able to fund this, that, and the other thing. No, if you took all of Jeff Bezos' wealth, again, it's not sitting in a pile of gold in his basement. That's not how that works. If you literally could take all his wealth, which is mostly invested in like Amazon, right,
and the stock market.
In stock market, right? Like if you could actually take the value of that wealth and turn it into cash and then run the government, it'd run the government for like 10 days. Like
6 seconds.
No time at all.
6 seconds, because it would destroy so much value. It would actually make the dollar worse, devalue it, and it would destroy a lot of people's wealth. And total train wreck.
Yeah, total mess. And again, it's not like it's in cash. But all right, so it sounds like we do have a caller on the line. Tom's on the line. What's going on, Tom?
Hey, how you doing?
It's the man, the myth, the legend, Thomas Daniel Queter.
What's going on,
I had
sir?
to call in. You were making too much sense, and I just got unhooked from my IV infusion.
Congratulations.
Yep, I'm feeling better already. But no, you guys put on an excellent show, and I'm glad that these two things get tied together, because the comment you put up earlier, I believe is spot on. When the Second Amendment starts getting waned, we're going to see the First Amendment start to get pushed aside by laws like this one you're talking about, civility laws. What does that mean, a civility law?
Hang on. Did you just give a shout out to yourself on our radio show?
I guess I did. Go to TomFor52.com.
Well played.
TomFor52.com.
Great comment. Whoever made that comment is really awesome. Whoever that guy is.
Whoever made that spot on comment. That was beautiful, brother. I am so proud of you. That was great. Tom and I spent a bunch of time together this weekend, and we had an absolute blast.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sad I
the
missed
state
it.
committee meeting was great.
Was it? It was.
Yeah, you guys are doing important work. Good for you. The Libertarian Party New York State Committee meeting. So, Tom, we only have like a minute and a half left. So, like, any other points that you want to get out in that time before we call it a week?
Vote Libertarian. Change your registration to Libertarian. We're the only ones that are actually looking to protect your rights, all of your rights, all of the time. And if you really want to support a Libertarian, go to TomFor52.com, TomFor52.com. You can read all about me, my policies, my initiatives, and you can make a donation if you want to support my campaign.
Oh man, shameless plug
perfect.
getting in there. Oh,
That is perfect.
You're an expert, Tom. You're turning into a politician.
That's perfect, man. Politics is a popularity contest, so guys, make no mistake about it. Thomas Daniel Queter deserves popularity. He's spot on the issues. He is proactive, and he is taking it to the man every single chance he gets. So I support his message.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yep, love that you're calling in, Tommy. Love the comments you bring to this show, and definitely like your race is worth watching. All right, so thanks so much for calling in, and thank you everyone who joined us today. Listen to this show. Hope you had fun today. Again, I'm Kevin Wilson, and Tim O'Connor is here as well. We are out.
And liberty, household words.
Yeah, there we go. Freedom and liberty, household words. All right, we will be back next week with more from A Free Solution. Have a great weekend.
Summertime